it felt like a breakup, right? So it kind of felt like me and the United States were breaking up, and as with any breakup, there's always that denial phase. Like I've had 25 years of life, or a 25-year relationship with the United States, and now we're breaking up. That's how it felt. So my reaction was just denial originally. I was like, give it a week. We'll figure out that the Russians had something to do with this, and we'll do it over. Or he won't release his tax returns, and we'll do a recount, or something will happen. And it felt like hours later, Clinton was like, you got it, my bad. And I was like, well, hold on, I'm not past the denial phase yet. We're not done yet. We still need to argue about this and hash it out. So I think that was my initial reaction, was denial. Now I'm more in a I've done all the marches, I've done all the protests, and there's an air at these protests of resistance, which is good, but there's also an air of arrogance. Tends to be, and the only problem with that is that it's great to find people who think like you. It's great to have the support of thousands of people, millions now, we're finding out, that think like you, that support your ideals, and that stand for what you thought this nation and this world stood for. That's wonderful, and we need that, You gotta have friends to go to vent. But what happens next? Now what do? Do you just keep going out and protesting with the same people? Do you just keep preaching to the choir about how they need Jesus? No. Do you keep telling homeless people that they need homes? You know what I mean? What do you do after that? And I think now, more than ever, we need to figure out how to talk to the other side. We already talk to each other. I already know that me and you think alike. I already know that we have the same ideals. For whatever reason, those people voted for somebody that, to me, feels like a scary person to have in control of the most powerful nation in the world, right? So I gotta go talk to those people, because I didn't do that before, which is part of the reason this happened, in addition to the Russians. But yeah, that's where I'm at now. I'm not gonna go out and protest. I'm not gonna go bust CVS windows. That's not gonna do anything for me except make me feel better in that moment, and make me feel like I'm fighting against an invisible enemy. Like I'm fighting against the United States that I thought I was with for 25 years, So you gotta have dialogue, as with a breakup. You break up with a girl, maybe you guys aren't on good terms at first, So right now, me and the U.S. aren't on good terms. But after a while, after you get past that anger, after you get past that frustration, you go back and talk. You say, hey, in our relationship, this is what happened. This is how I felt. This is how I thought you felt. And apparently we weren't on the same terms, And amicable breakups end with the two parties finally being like, man, I guess we were just on different pages. They don't have to remain friends afterward, but it's at a point where everybody understands where everybody's at, right? So that's what we need to get now. We need to get to the amicable breakup phase of our side and where we thought the U.S. was, So that's where I think that we need to go.